What's up everybody, we're back with another video. Now in today's video, you guys can probably tell what's gone on through the title and thumbnail of the video, but if you can't, I went and helped some people out not too far away with rehoming a couple of fish, and oh my goodness, did I pick up one of the biggest plecos I've ever seen. So before we get into today's video, please go ahead, give a like, subscribe, ding that notification bell so you get notified every time a video comes out, and go ahead, follow me on Instagram where you guys can get updates on what's going on in the fish room pretty much daily. Without further ado, let's get into today's video of me bringing these guys home. I'll see you in a bit. Alrighty, and we're back. We got one box there, and we've got another bucket there, so what I need to do is I need to open these up, start drip acclimating under and under. Let's quickly take a look at what we've got inside though. That is a rather fat pleco. Yeah, put my hand next to it. Doesn't really do it justice, but that's a 13-inch pleco, I would like to say. And then inside here, we have two kissing gourami, and there should also be a corridor catfish. I don't know how, you probably can't see it because of the glare, but there is also a corridor catfish there. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to quickly acclimate these guys for about half an hour, 45 minutes. Hopefully they will be ready to go into the tanks. Yeah, we'll see how they look when they go in. I'm very excited. So the gourami and the corridoras are going to go into the 4-foot aquarium, and then the pleco is going to go into the giant 7-foot aquarium. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so it's been about half an hour. Let's go ahead and try and get this pleco into this tank. He's quite big, so let's get ready to get sprayed. Now, I wasn't expecting that to go very smoothly, but that was not easy. Let's quickly take a look at this guy. He's quite huge. Look at this. So, just for frame of reference, I said this before, one of each of these tiles is a foot long. He's well over a foot. He looks wicked. He's fat. I mean, you know, he's quite a chunky fish. Issue is, obviously, they get stuck. They've got all these gill plates and stuff that are mouthpieces that are a bit torn up at the moment, but they get stuck quite easily on nets. So hopefully these guys play nice, you know, Edward and the giraffe-nosed catfish, but I don't think he's going to get bullied. He's probably going to stay to his own self. He's having fun in the bubbles. So yeah, let me go ahead and turn off the lights, just give this guy some time to just chill, and hopefully we'll come back with this tomorrow, and these guys will be, you know, moving about, and we'll see what they look like when they're eating. Alright, so next up I'm going to try and get the gouramis and the corridora into this aquarium. Hopefully no one picks on them, same story. Let's go. And they are in. So obviously you know how this tank works. I usually have the lights on for a few hours, but because I've added in some new fish, what I'm going to do is obviously I'm going to turn them off, and hopefully these guys will have time to chill out and you know, I know that, again, I've said this, I know there are a lot of fish in here, but we are working on some stuff to move the fish out. So this isn't obviously going to be the end all. And here is his little corridor. He's doing well. He can have the cave to hide in under the log, so I'm not too worried about him under there. So he's got some hiding spots. We've got the Pleco, the Gibbicep Selfin Pleco that always hides under this piece of wood. So they're fine. These guys are really big. They're not going to get bullied by too many things. And they also got each other, so fingers crossed that everything works out well. Like I said, I'll come back with this tomorrow and see how these guys are doing. See you then. Alright, so it is the next day. We are back, and let's take a look at the big 180 and see how the Pleco is doing. I made a couple of mistakes last night, nothing to do with the fish. I left one of the sliding glass doors open, so I'm really glad that my marijuana didn't jump out. It's really not a laughing matter, but yeah, I did that. And also, another mistake I made was somehow this managed to slip out and it just dripped water all over, but thankfully there's nothing on the floor. You're not going to be able to see. It went back into the tank because it managed to get into the gaps over there and there. So thankfully that's alright. Yeah, let's quickly take a look at the Pleco. Look at this guy. This guy is doing alright. Eat the wolves, everything in this tank. What the heck? These guys are a foot. This guy is a foot, and look at this. You know, I made a mistake in not measuring this guy, but if you can see, his tail is almost at the end of this. Maybe off by an inch. This entire thing is 12 inches. I said this last night. This is roughly the middle point. This guy is easily 1.5 feet long. Easily. And then on top of that, you know, he's about 6 inches thick. He's huge. So what I'm going to do is, today is feeding day, so let me go ahead and quickly feed this tank. I want to see if obviously he eats. I don't think he will eat. He, she, I'm not too sure. But let's quickly get into that, and then I'll talk a bit more about the fish in general. There are some that literally just went under his mouth and he didn't go for them, so I don't know if it's the kind of food he might not want to eat it. Jeez, look at this Paku. This Paku is just not having it. And look at how big this guy is from head on. He's huge. Hey, move, man. Move, move. You're not wanted. No, I'm joking. I love you. Look at this. Look how thick it is. Absolutely enormous. Alright, you've eaten a lot, okay? You need to behave. Behave. So, yeah, as you can see, okay, he didn't eat so much today. But obviously, when fish are moved into a new environment, they don't eat, you know, anywhere from a day to a week. And some of the bigger fish can go up to a month without eating. So I'm not too worried about him. He's a big guy. He's quite fat. You know, he has some fat stores before I have to start worrying about him not eating. But yeah, so the couple I got him from were a really lovely couple, not too far away from here. And unfortunately, just because people get busy in their lives, unfortunately, they weren't able to give their fish enough TLC that they were comfortable with, and so they did want it to go to a good home. Apparently, I fall under good home, which is really nice to hear. So I did end up rehoming him, putting him in this tank because, you know, I do my videos and everything, so at least that way people be updated on him. I've even reached out to the couple and told them that I do have a YouTube channel so that they can check out their fish, so they can at least see how well it's doing in its new home. And obviously, if they have any recommendations to what I could do better for them, they can always leave it down in the comments, so that's great. But yeah, you know, it was really lovely to meet them, to talk about them. You know, this guy is 7 years old, he's an old fish. I do need to do my research on how long plecos can live for, but I think they can live from 10 to 15 years, if I'm not mistaken. And the gourami and the paku are back at it. I thought if I feed you guys would be much happier. You know, you always disappoint me on camera. I swear, they only do this when I'm in front of them. And that's it. They just, because they know when I'm here, I feed. And that's the time they get aggro. But yeah, he's settling in nicely. He doesn't have too many torn or nipped fins. Oi! I'm literally telling him how he doesn't have any torn or nipped fins, and you go and bite him. Or almost bite him. But yeah, he's doing pretty well. He's pretty big. No one's actually going to mess with him that I can see, because he's too big for the giraffe-nosed catfish to try and bully him in any sort of way. Arowana doesn't care. Paku and albino gourami have each other to fight with. And then everyone else is fairly peaceful. The Oscar is by himself at the back. But even then, he'd probably only fight with the Midas. So, you know, they're alright. The only person I'm actually kind of worried about might be the Paku, but that's just because the Paku's quite clumsy, is what we decided on the word was. And he goes around and, you know, probably, like, pushes the fish out of the way. But he is a big, big fish. I'm very, very surprised at how big he is. Alright, let's quickly move on to this tank. So, we have, oh my god, I'm about to fall. Unfold, there we go. So we have Kissing Gourami A, Kissing Gourami B, and we have the little Corridora who's down in the corner. From the looks of it, they have a few torn nipped fins. That's what you would expect with some cichlids, especially the Africans. I have said this, I do need to move fish around, but they are big enough that they seem to be handling everything pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and feed this tank as well and see what happens, just to make sure that they have some sort of appetite. Even if they don't, it's not a big worry, but you know, the sooner I can get them to eat, the more comfortable I will be, knowing that they've gone through the shipping process and are fine. It usually takes up to 3 days for me to be calm, from 3 days to a week, depending on how well the fish adjusts. Yeah, look, he's got quite a big nip torn out. I don't know if that was from shipping or if that was from any one of these guys, because these guys can all bite. Okay, so one gourami's moved to the corner, yon that way. There we go, you can see him now. And the other one's kind of come to check out what's going on, but I don't know, I don't really see them eating anytime soon. At least today. Oh, one of them's come over. Is he gonna try and take a bite? Okay, maybe not. The one good thing, so the reason why I put the Kissing Gourami in here, and obviously not the big tank, is because the big tank has the giant gourami, and the giant gourami is very aggressive towards, at least, you know, other bigger fish, so I didn't want to take the chances at the moment. Like I said, I will be moving the giant gourami out of that aquarium eventually, and when that happens, so he just went for a breath just there, and when that happens, I will be moving most of these fish into the big aquarium. But yeah, for the time being, it's not too worrying, because even though there are some small fish in here, the Kissing Gouramis don't have a very big mouth, so they can't really eat anything, so I'm not worried about that. But yes, I will be keeping an eye on these guys just to make sure that they do eventually start eating, and to make sure that their fins get healed up. But that's pretty much it. They seem to be doing alright at the moment. They might take, you know, 2 or 3 days for them to rebalance themselves and to kind of fit in to this aquarium. But yeah, I've never kept Kissing Gouramis before, so this is very interesting. They are a unique looking fish. They're different to most gouramis in general. Most gouramis kind of look like the giant gourami, but smaller, kind of with an oddly shaped body. This is quite a uniform body, with it being quite straight on the top and the bottom. So it's a very unique looking fish. But like I've said, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. It is quite exciting to get new fish, but it's also really exciting to be able to give new fish a home, and to be able to look after them and have people, you know, just to be able to help other people, which is nice, especially during this time, the situation that we're in. So I hope that the old owners are able to do their cold water, temperate water tank that they're looking forward to doing. And again, thank you guys so much for, you know, helping me to carry these fish, because, you know, big fish, quite heavy. Yeah, I hope you guys are all keeping safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.